appropriate music.
Yeah, a little funky music, man. All right. Hey, I'm Hunter. I'm only 16 years old, but I can be 18 if you need me to be. Let me start off by saying that I won't say any words like hella or swag. Not because I'm above saying words like that, it's just I'm not cool enough to get away with them. So being only 16 and doing stand-up is pretty weird. I don't have a whole lot of stories or anything to talk about. People will tell me all these stories of all this mischief they got into when they're younger. And the best thing I can come up with in retaliation is the fact that yesterday I ate 4 pizzas and played 18 hours straight of World of Warcraft. It's not quite the same. So I'm an American. In the U.S., we're pretty good at saying silly things.
Fox News, baby.
For example, Americans like to say that they're not American when they are. Like when people say they're Irish when they're clearly from New Jersey. And I myself am guilty of this. My great-grandmother was full Venezuelan, and as a kid I convinced myself I was Mexican. There's something that's not quite right about a white boy from Missouri running around saying he's Mexican. Because A, I don't look Latino, and B, Venezuela is not in Mexico. Oh man. Yeah. So when I was a lot younger, I wanted my parents to have a quinceañera for me. Which, for those of you that don't know what a quinceañera is, it's the celebration of a girl's 15th birthday. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not a girl. So it didn't work out. But I guess I just figured that the big dresses were a cultural thing. So back to the American thing. I don't know if you ever heard of a hip pack or a bum bag, but in the U.S. we call it a fanny pack. Yeah. In the UK, fanny means a whole different thing. You get the gist. So I was on a bus tour, and there was an American lady. She had a fanny pack. She had her cell phone in it, her passport, whatever, and she lost it and was in hysterics shouting, "Where's my fanny? Where's my fanny?" Yeah. I knew exactly where it was. It didn't go anywhere. So, yeah. So, I love that joke. Yeah. She's got a lot up there, man. Man. So, being as young as I am, I do live with my parents. I have a normal Midwestern mom, but my dad to me is more of a business partner. Me and my dad were gonna paint a picnic table for my mother, and it came out great. But instead of being a normal dad, giving me a pat on the back saying "Good job, son," he took me to a strip club to celebrate. He wrote it off as his business expense, so it was all good. Whenever my dad wants to talk to me, he'll schedule a business meeting. It was really weird getting the birds and the bees talk in a conference room with a long table and grass, projectors, the whole shebang. So I beat obesity. It's not true. I'm a pretty tall guy, but I'm not really big. I'm not heavy. But I've been to Africa twice on school trips. We'd stay in more poverty-stricken areas and do community service. So anyways, I went to a man's house and I walked through the door, and he looks at me up and down, and he hands me a loaf of bread. I say, "Thank you, sir, that's very kind of you," and he says, "No, my friend, You need it much more than me. So we'd sit down and have dinner, and they'd serve the food, and the children of the village would portion off a bit of their food and put it on my plate, so I'd have a bit more to eat. It was very kind of them. And their fathers would tell them how nice they were for doing that, and how Americans are having some struggle too. And by dessert, they'd already planned a fundraiser. They called it For That 32.2%. For those of you that don't know, 68.8% of Americans are obese, so I thought it was pretty clever. So back to the fundraiser. They were gonna do a walk for life. I was gonna be their spokesperson, and they were gonna print T-shirts with my face on it. I thought it was a great idea, to be fair. But it turns out the next day, when they were going to go do the prints, nobody in the village owned a car. So here I am, still hungry. Thank you guys. You guys have been great.
Hunter, 16 years old, so tall. Look at this shit. I grew up in the 80s. Clearly I didn't grow up in the 90s much. That's all I did, my growing in the 80s.